There was a time not so long ago when buying a BMW 3 Series more often than not meant buying diesel. Now, with incentives and momentum swinging in favour of electric and electrified vehicles, particularly for company car drivers, means now the 3 Series of choice may be this plug-in hybrid 330e. But is it any good? In this CarGurus UK review, we'll answer exactly that question. But first, have you subscribed and turned on notifications by ringing the bell icon? Because that's the best way to keep up with when our latest videos go live. Obviously, you can make your own mind up about the styling, but to me, the proportions of this latest 3 Series look just about spot on. I like this short overhang, and the creases in the bonnet draw your attention to the subtly aggressive front end. And the BMW grille is about the right size, and the rear of this saloon looks quite elegant. Note that this particular M Sport spec car is on optional 19-inch alloy wheels, which look fantastic, but won't be great for nervous parkers or those who want the ultimate in comfort from their 3 Series. Even on our test car's adaptive suspension, we found the ride to be a bit choppy. On the practicality front, it's important to note that you lose about 100 litres of luggage capacity on the 330e versus a standard petrol or diesel, which is about the same size as a Golf, but not as practical in terms of shape. You can lower this floor, but bearing in mind, once you do, you've still got a space here that is not particularly tall, and some of it is going to be used up with charging cables. If that compromising boot space is going to be an issue to you, then there is going to be a touring or estate version in summer 2020. More good news, the 330e does not require you to compromise on passenger space, so the 3 Series remains rather spacious. Yes, you do notice the drop down compared with an SUV. However, once in, there is plenty of legroom and plenty of headroom. And if you'd really like to sit 3 adults side by side, then you can. Separate heating controls for those in the rear and a pair of USB-C charging sockets are nice touches too. Now, the drivetrain itself combines a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine with an electric motor that is mounted within the casing of the 8-speed automatic gearbox. The batteries sit under the rear seats, and the total hybrid equipment adds an extra 200 kilograms of weight to the 330e, which is quite a significant amount. All the power goes to the rear wheels. This interior is mostly familiar from other modern 3 Series. The main differences are, first of all, you can preheat it via BMW's app, and second of all, there are some buttons down here next to the gear lever. We've got Sport, Hybrid and a battery control button. Hybrid mode is the default. Here the car will run as efficiently as possible using both the petrol engine and battery power. eDrive puts the car into electric only mode, provided there's sufficient battery charge, and battery control allows you to hold on to a preset amount of battery charge for later in the journey. Within sport mode, there's a function called Extra Boost, spelt XTRA Boost. And what that does is it harnesses additional power from the electric motor to give you even stronger performance. Specifically, it boosts the already healthy 252 horsepower from the petrol engine and electric motor in normal running to a combined output of 293 horsepower for 10-second bursts. Getting from 0 to 62 miles per hour, for reference, takes just 6 seconds. So as with many of these plug-in hybrids, the 330e is not just a potentially frugal car, it's also a really quick one. Plus, it's really lovely to sit inside. As I said, this is the M Spec Sport model, so you do get these lovely leather seats, M Sport Spec steering wheel. It certainly has the feel of an expensive premium car. And of course, it starts and pulls away silently, which just adds to the sense of luxury. Should you wish to do your driving in full electric mode, the good news is that the 330e will go to speeds of up to 68 miles per hour without needing assistance from the petrol engine. And now, I wouldn't describe it as outright fast, but it's also not slow either. One thing to note though is that as your speed does increase, efficiency decreases. With mixed driving of urban commuting and a few faster roads, we've been seeing around 30 miles of electric-only range from the 330e against a claimed range of up to 37 miles. Charging the 12 kilowatt-hour battery takes around 3 hours from a wall box or around 5 hours using a domestic 3-pin socket. In hybrid mode, the switch between electric and petrol happens often and seamlessly. And if you program your destination into the sat-nav, the car knows when to use electric power so that the battery is depleted at the end of your journey, therefore optimizing fuel economy. On that note, the official claimed economy figure for the 330e is 138 miles per gallon, although as with any plug-in hybrid, you're only going to achieve that if you do the vast majority of your journeys using the electric range. If you need to go beyond the battery range or you don't have anywhere that you can plug in daily, then real-world fuel economy is going to be in the late 30s or early 40s miles per gallon. So it's still a fairly efficient car, if not quite at the levels of the 320d. Then there's the other thing that's really good about the 330e. It still drives just like a 3 Series. BMW's diligence in placing the extra weight of the batteries low down and central in the car has paid dividends. The 330e feels well balanced. It turns into corners well, feels generally well oiled, and has a satisfying feeling with all of the controls. When you engage that extra boost function via sport mode, it turns it into a bit of a rocket ship and has a really great throttle response. It's impressive that BMW has managed to keep decent feel and consistency through the brake pedal too, because that's not always a given with a plug-in hybrid. Often, with these plug-in hybrids, this is the point in the video where we have to concede, as appealing as the car is, it's also vastly more expensive than the equivalent petrol or diesel model. However, in the 330e, that is not necessarily the case because the list price is about the same as a 330i or 320d diesel. As such, it's not surprising that BMW is predicting as many as 1 in 4 buyers of the 3 Series will be opting for the 330e, particularly when you factor in official CO2 emissions of just 39 grams per kilometre and the much more favourable benefit-in-kind tax rate it attracts for company car drivers. There's an argument to be made for this being the most rounded 3 Series currently on sale, possibly the best plug-in hybrid you can buy, because other than the slightly smaller boot, this 330e offers everything a plug-in hybrid offers without destroying the driving dynamics of a 3 Series or hiking up the price. And that is a winning combination. Would you consider a 330e over a petrol or diesel 3 Series? Let us know in the comments. Please do also like this video by giving it a thumbs up, and remember that when it comes to finding your next car, you can easily find great deals from top-rated dealers at cargurus.co.uk.